Have you ever noticed how easy it is to postpone creativity? Not because we don't want to create, but because we convince ourselves we'll just do it later. When life is calmer, when we have more time, when we're feeling inspired again, or when we have more skills, or when we're less tired, when we finally have the energy to make something that is worthy of being made. I think almost every creative person has had those thoughts at some point. I certainly have. And lately I've been thinking a lot about them because if I'm being honest, this season of my life isn't exactly a season overflowing with creative energy. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. I have a lot of responsibilities, decisions to make, practical things demanding my attention. And more than once I have caught myself thinking, maybe I'll return to creating properly when all of this is over. But the more I sit with that thought, the more I realize something. There's always another season waiting around the corner. Another responsibility, another reason to postpone things that make us feel most alive. And if we keep waiting for the perfect moment to create, we may end up waiting for a very long time. So, today, I wanted to offer a gentle reminder. This is not a lecture or productivity advice in any way. It's just a little permission slip from one creative traveler to another. Because I think there are so many reasons to make art today, even if you don't feel like it. One of them is that inspiration has a funny way of showing up after we begin. We often imagine inspiration as something that strikes us unexpectedly, as though one morning we'll wake up overflowing with ideas and suddenly feel ready to create. But in my experience, inspirational is usually much quieter than that. It arrives while mixing colors, halfway through a sketch, in the middle of an imperfect painting that almost didn't happen because we didn't feel inspired enough to start. Sometimes inspiration isn't what gets us to create. Sometimes creating is what leads to inspiration. That is why I think small creative acts matter so much. A page in a sketchbook, 10 minutes with your watercolors, a messy drawing made while dinner is cooking. We tend to underestimate these tiny moments, but they have a way of building upon one another. Your future self doesn't need perfection from you. Your future self just needs you to start today. I've also noticed that creating is one of the ways I learned to listen to myself. People often talk about art as self-expression, and yes, it certainly is that, but I also think that it's self-discovery. There have been so many times when I've sat down not really knowing what I was feeling, only to find that the colors, shapes, stories, and brushstrokes seemed to know before I did. Art has a way of helping us hear the quieter parts of ourselves. The thoughts beneath the thoughts, the emotions we haven't quite put words to yet. And sometimes we don't realize what our hearts have been carrying until we give them a chance to speak. Which brings me to something I think many of us need to hear. Are you listening? Okay. You do not have to earn the right to create. You don't have to finish everything on your to-do list first. You don't have to be productive enough before you begin. You don't have to work hard enough before you begin. You don't have to prove that you've earned an hour with your sketchbook. Somewhere along the way, many of us learn to treat creativity like a reward, something we get to enjoy after all the important things are done. But what if creativity is one of those important things? What if making art is part of caring for ourselves? And perhaps that is especially true during difficult seasons. Because creating does something rather magical. It slows time. For a little while, the constant noise softens. The notifications can wait, the dishes can wait, the worries are still there, but somehow they don't feel quite so loud. Your breathing changes, your focus narrows, and for a brief moment, you're simply present with color, paper, clay, yarn, pencils, paint, or whatever medium calls to you. I think our nervous systems need moments like that. And maybe, just maybe, that is reason enough to go pick up your supplies. Another reason I hope you'll create today is because no one else can make your art. Someone else can paint a mountain, a flower, a dragon, a landscape, a portrait, or an abstract swirl of color, but no one else can create it exactly the way you do. Your experiences, your memories, your perspectives, your imagination, they all leave fingerprints and signatures on your work, whether you realize it or not. And that makes your art valuable long before it's technically impressive. When we're children, we seem to understand this instinctively. We don't sit down to color and wonder if anyone will like it. We don't ask whether it's good enough. We don't compare ourselves to professional artists. We simply create because creating is joyful, because we're curious, because we're alive, because we have wonder. And I think part of the creative journey is finding our way back to that version of ourselves. Of course, that doesn't mean creating always feels easy. In fact, I think every time we begin something new, we are practicing courage. And perhaps courage isn't creating without fear. Perhaps courage is creating alongside it. So, if you've been waiting lately, perhaps this is your reminder. Don't wait for life to calm down before you create. Don't wait until you feel more inspired or more talented. Don't wait until you're certain the outcome will be worth it. Create now, I beg you. Not because the art needs to exist, but because maybe, just maybe, you need the experience of creating it. One day you will look back and be grateful that you started, that you chose to create in the middle of an imperfect season instead of waiting for a perfect one. Pick up that brush for me today, will you? Bye, everyone.